How to hold space for your partner without fixing her. She does not need you to solve it. She needs to feel you with her. She needs to feel you. This is one of the biggest pain points and struggles and roadblocks that I've seen in every man I've ever worked with. It's been my biggest challenge as a man, is to overcome this tendency to logically come at the feminine to fix it, to solve it, to change their emotions, to get rid of it. It's the ultimate kryptonite for the feminine. She will just contract and close off and harden. Can you relate? Is your partner hardened off? Well, this episode, I'm going to give you the golden nuggets that you wish you had years ago. It's going to save you hours and years of your life of pain and hearing the feedback of where you're misattuning and they don't feel met. This is going to shift everything for you. Everything. This is one of the most important things to really understand to be in relationship with the feminine. All right, now we're going to go into the 3 key points that you're going to get out of this episode. And the first one is listening to understand, not to fix. Second key point here is how to actually regulate your nervous system first before even communicating. And then thirdly, how to use reflective questions that open up the feminine and help her really feel seen. If you integrate what I'm going to speak about and teach here, your life will never be the same. So, my imagining is if you're still watching this video, you have had many experiences with the feminine where they have told you how disappointed or angry they are with how you hold space, or how you don't meet her, or how she feels hurt and unseen and misunderstood. And is that you? Have you been there? I wish I could see your raised hands. I've been there too. I still show up there in this experience that's so defeating as a masculine, because deep down we are programmed to provide. And back in the day, this would be providing meat, providing shelter, providing, protection from outside attack. But now women are needing to be provided for emotionally. They need to be emotionally met to feel that juicy feminine part of them. They want to be able to feel that alive. They want to be able to express. They want to be in their feminine body. But if they aren't being emotionally met, they can't. They'll just be hardened off. They'll be crispy. They'll be crunchy. It'll feel like you're in like a combat with your partner. Can you relate to that? It's not a fun place to be. And I'm going to help you get out of there. Because the first thing I want to highlight here is nothing's wrong with you. You're not bad. You're not broken. This was the programming. This is what you were modeled, was, my imagining from your father, just from the men in your world as you were growing up, school systems, just culturally, we have functioned from this place of masculine, logically, comes in with logic and is really good at fixing and solving problems. The disconnect has been we've been relating with our women that way. And it doesn't have to be a woman, whoever, if you're watching this and you're in a same-sex marriage, it's just if you feel like you're in the role of the masculine most of the time. And that's a really important thing to highlight. This isn't gender specific, but what I've experienced is there's generally one partner who's really holding the masculine role and the feminine role. And it can shift back and forth, but it's pretty evident so far with all of my evidence that there just is someone who's more holding this role I'm speaking to. if we try to fix our partner's feelings, or when our partner is just expressing what's emerging in their heart, if we look at it as something to solve, or we're picking out all the facts and the details, that partner will be so closed off and frustrated and angry, and they'll stop sharing that part of themselves. Or what the part that you'll just start relating with is the part that's just pissed and furious, and then you just feel like you're getting chipped away at, and your soul's just slowly diminishing. You can change that. The first step here is you really have to understand that the feminine will always express from a place of feeling. That's how they work. They have so many more hormones than us in a male body. And the one that, if a partner is just more in the feminine role, generally there's a lot more feeling online. The feminine is meant to just be and feel, and they need help in the guidance of that energy. But if they feel that they are being looked at like a project or a mission, they will get even more upset. The emotions amp up. They will start to track your body language. And if you're looking at something like you're trying to, something you're trying to build, and you've hit this obstacle and you're trying to figure out what tool to use or what, and they see, if they're experiencing and seeing that in your body language, you're done. They're going to be so upset, they're going to be so hurt, and you're going to receive the wrath of that, or they'll actually just withdraw from you and disconnect. So the first step here is to really, really, really hold space from a place of wanting to understand their world. What are they expressing? What are they feeling? What's underneath the words? What can get murky in this place is looking for all the facts. And if you're in this experience where you're like, that's not true, you've missed it. It's not about pulling out the facts. It's trying to get the essence of what they're expressing so that you can understand their world. What are they going through? What are they experiencing? The more you can understand what's actually happening in their world, you can start to attune to the part of, well, what do they need? What do they need reflected back? Do they need support? Do they need comfort? Do they just need to hear a statement like, that sounds hard? That first place to really get locked in, is we don't want to come at the feminine from a place of fixing or solving. It's just kryptonite. So that sounds easy, but there's a really important step here to integrate. In order to be in a place of presence, because really what we're talking about is being present enough to really receive the feminine's feelings and experience and the journey that they're going to take you on as they're sharing, you need to be present. You need to be regulated in your body. That can't happen if you are in your head. So what you get to, and this is the game changer for you, my friend. You need to learn how to regulate. You need to learn how to downregulate. You need to learn how to notice what's happening in your body in the places of self-protection, like where your partner's sharing and then all of a sudden you're like, that's not true. And you're self-protecting, you stop breathing, or you start breathing really fast in your chest. For me, it's like my muscles in my face will tighten and I'll kind of go like this. If any of that self-protection is happening, the feminine will sense it and she will be pissed, or she will again withdraw. So your work is to regulate and down-regulate when activation happens. So if they're sharing in something that's like triggering, this is where you need to practice. And this is why I said this needs to happen first. When relating with your partner, this is like a really important step first. You need to connect to yourself with total solidity so that you can actually hold the presence to understand your partner. So what you're going to do is you are going to start to build a relationship with your body and track what happens when they are sharing. So what this might look like is the first little bit is like, just don't share. Like, just actually practice noticing when your partner's sharing what's happening. Do you lean forward? Do you turn away? Do you want it to end quickly? Do you come in with like a but? Notice that so you can slow it down. That's step one. Then you're going to breathe in to breathe down into your belly and your pelvis. This helps to dissolve cortisol that can be happening. This is what happens for men as they go into self-protection, which means, fight, flight, freeze, fix. We want to slow everything down in the body and the nervous system and breathe into the belly and the pelvis, longer exhales than inhales, intentionally softening the muscles of your face and your jaw and shoulders. And while you're listening, you're just going to be sitting back into your spine, breathing into that you're totally safe. Your partner's having feelings. That's not actually a threat. And then you're going to rest into like a mantra or something that's helpful for you. An example could be, is I am the rock in the storm. I am the rock in the storm. I am unshakable. I am a mountain. I can receive the waves of what my feminine partner is experiencing and not lose my truth, not lose my center, not need to fight or defend this. I've got this. It's these reassuring statements so that you can tell your mind, we're not under a threat. We're not under attack. Breathing into the belly. That in itself, if you learn how to do that, you will be blown away and how different your partner responds and the reflections you start to receive from the feminine. You're also going to be blown away of some of the insights or aha moments or places that you start to notice what your partner is sharing is actually something you needed to hear. And from this place, maybe an insight of, oh, they're pointing out a blind spot that I've had that I've never even noticed because I'm always fighting and defending what they're saying. This will open up so much. This is going to help you become a stronger leader for yourself in life, in the partnership. This is life-changing. And then once you build this like somatic practice of down regulating, you want to learn how to then reflect back through questions to your partner. It's not always questions, but you want to just understand your feminine needs reflections that you understand her, that you get her, that you're there, that you see her. And if there's places that you don't understand, you want to ask questions that are reflections. So, oh, sweetie, God, I'm sensing that you're really upset. Can you tell me more about like what exactly are you upset about? Whoa, she's going to love that question because you're actually inviting her to share more of what she's feeling. And that's going to help her get down to the essence of what's actually going on for her. You're guiding her into resolve, not trying to fix. You're actually guiding her deeper into yourself by giving her presence. If you can learn that, what I just shared with you, I guarantee you're going to send me a DM, an email being like, oh my God, Mike, my whole life has just changed. And I hope that happens. And so I'm going to give you some homework. This is all homework. And I want you to start immediately with something to practice. Use that down regulation experience where you're breathing down into the belly and the pelvis. It's relaxing the muscles of your face, that reassuring mantra. And then tonight with your partner, I want you to just go up to them with like fully facing them, soft in the face and the eyes, and that however you speak to your partner, but saying something like, sweetie, I just want to know, do you want support right now or space to be with yourself? they're going to be so blown away by that question because it's you showing up with presence and attuning that she's a person, that she's a being, and that there is something she's probably needing in the way of support or space to reflect and to be. And just notice what happens. And then come back here and comment. And I'd save this so that you can come back to it, because this is like a game changer. If you like this, please put a comment down below. Go hit subscribe, hit the bell, because this is just the first of many. YouTube is a newer platform for me to use. Longer form content is something that I am the most passionate about. And so there's going to be more to come. So make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell so that you can empower yourself as a man to really lead yourself into the life that you were born to live. Till next time.